I've become a really good creator. I sat in this chair a couple of years ago, and I wanted a relationship, and I did it. And so I feel pretty powerful. And I love this whole experience of life that it is, and that you've kind of opened up my world to all this power that I have to kind of invite into my life cool stuff.
We just remind you of what you already know.
Yes.
Yes.
So now I want my millions. And I'm a school teacher. And I have a year and a half
now,
left.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
I want my millions, but they could not possibly come to me through this meager little avenue.
Exactly. That's why I'm sitting in the chair. I need your help. And I know it. I started some investments over the past few years, so I have a sense that the universe is with me and things go well.
Here's the thing that we really want you to feel from us. Have you heard anything that we've said today? Have you heard what we've said, that when you ask, it is given?
Yes, I've heard that.
So why are we talking about investments? And
that's exactly what my question is. I have the sense that when you want money, that you need a little action.
Well, here's the way it happens. When you want money, and you work to become a vibrational match to that by thinking about what it's like to have it, by amplifying the sensation of freedom, by recognizing that with money you get to make many more decisions, by realizing that you have more fun playing with more people because there's more resources to support the playing that you do with many people regardless of the project. When you start thinking about money with those free-flowing feelings, what happens is the universe shows you an avenue, and when you see it, you say, oh, that feels good. In other words, there's just such a feeling of compelling interest in things. When you want money, but you can't figure out how to get it, and from a sensation of needing or wanting to try, you make effort at things. Often you turn upstream because there is this sense that I need to do something that I haven't figured out how to do. So that's why we want you to focus upon what you want and why you want it, and leave the how and the when and the who and the where to the universe to light your trail up. When you see it, you'll know it. That sensation of eagerness is you moving with the stream, and positive results are going to be very fast on your doorstep. But when you have a feeling of, oh, I'm not sure, or I don't know what to do, or should I go this way or should I go that way, then you're not in the vibrational place to allow it. This is the way we would live our lives if we were standing in your physical shoes. We would say, I'm going to do it or I'm not going to do it, because in truth, the action doesn't make that much difference either way. But if you're going to do it, line up with the idea of doing it. In other words, don't do it and then worry that you did the wrong thing. Or don't do it and then don't regret not doing it. If you're going to do it, put every thought you have behind the idea of doing it. And don't let naysayers or other people that have more information that are calling you forward to something else, don't let them guide your vibrational balance. And the thing that we want you to hear is, you don't have to know exactly what you will invest in or who you will play with or how it will come, but you do have to stop thinking those thoughts and saying those words that do have you pointed upstream. So feel the difference between, I don't know how to get my millions, and I figure I'll know it when I see it. Feel the difference between, I know I can't do it teaching school, and there may very well be people who have taught school who are now financially very prosperous. Feel the difference between teaching school will never bring me my millions, and I could teach school and make good investments. Feel the difference between, yeah, I could make good investments, but I don't know what they are, and I think I'll feel a good investment when I see it. Or there are many ways that money will flow to me. And I know that there are many people who are now extremely prosperous who are at one time standing right where I'm standing. In other words, it's soothing the thought that is your work, not figuring out what to do. And if you soothe the thought sufficiently enough, and we're not talking about a long time, we're talking about a few days or weeks. If you soothe the thought enough, if you lean downstream enough, things will light up for you that you'll feel an impulse about. You'll get an idea and you'll know it's good. Or you'll meet someone with an idea and you'll feel the resonance of it. But you're right, you can't get there from there. You got to clean up the vibration first, and then the ideas start showing up. And anybody who's ever had a good idea that felt great in the beginning and felt good all along and paid off in a really great way, you know what we're talking about. You know the difference between something that's already all queued up for you and something that you're trying to make happen through your words and action. There's just not enough action in the world to compensate for that vibrational gap. You got to deal with the vibrational gap, and then the action will take care of itself. What we've noticed with almost all of you, and it's certainly present here, is that when you think about what you want and why you want it, when you talk in general terms, you almost always turn downstream. When you get specific about things to which you don't have answers, you always turn upstream. So then many people say, oh, you just want me to say whatever will be, will be. There doesn't seem to be any fun in that. And we say, we understand the confusion that you might have. At one time we called this the science of deliberate creation. And we watched you. You were worried about your thoughts. You would say, cancel, cancel, try to suck your thoughts back for fear that the universe would get hold of them and start manifesting around it. And so now we are calling it the art of allowing. We're explaining to you that life has caused you to ask, and the source energy is answered. And now your work, completely your work, is to allow yourself to come into vibrational allowance with that which you have already become, to the veritable fortune that is already amassed there for you in vibrational escrow. And you get there by giving yourself soothing thoughts. You get there by acknowledging that it will work out. You get there by saying things like, I don't know how, but I know it will come. If this time-space reality has the wherewithal to inspire desire within me, this time-space reality has the wherewithal to provide me the manifestational evidence of that which I am asking for. All I have to do is be a vibrational match to what I'm asking for. And in every moment, whatever you're living is a vibrational match to what you're currently doing vibrationally. If you like it, change nothing. If you want improvement, change something. You just have to keep telling different stories. So you don't say, I want millions and I'm only a school teacher. I'm a teacher that is limited in what I can earn, which you didn't say, but it was inherent in the vibration. What you say instead is, I am a creator, and I'm also an uplifter, and there is not anything that I love more than being in a situation where I can guide people to feeling better about who they are. And that's the reason that I have become a teacher. I love it. It is so fulfilling on so many levels for me. I am a creator of many things. I'm a creator of my own experience. I am looking for the wonderful things in life. I can see the value that money will give me in my ability to create, and even in my ability to uplift. And so through life, I have amassed a veritable fortune. I can feel it in my vibrational escrow. And every little bit of frustration I feel, I now understand, is because in the moment of the frustration, I'm not letting myself be a match to that fortune that I've amassed. And now I understand that every time I do that, I'm going to stop doing that. I'm going to start thinking the thoughts that let me be a match to it. I'm going to start speaking as the millionaire that I am. I'm going to start telling the story of my vibrational fortune that is amassed there for me. I've done a good job. Life has helped me put a lot of money there, and I'm looking forward to spending a lot of money. And meanwhile, I'm so pleased with where I am. I'm in financial balance right now. I'm doing a really good job. And I love that every day life causes me to ask for something more that requires more dollars to flow through me. I can feel that I've been calling dollars into my vibrational escrow, not just asking for dollars. I've been calling them there when I've seen people that could benefit by something. I've asked for it for them. I've put more dollars there when I've wanted to travel someplace that I couldn't afford to travel. I've put them there. In other words, I have been putting a fortune into my vibrational escrow over all that I've been living, and now I can feel that it is there, and I can feel that the whole of source energy is calling me toward it. And further, I can feel when I go, and I can feel when I don't. And so now it's simple for me. When I catch myself not going, I'm just going to relax and go. I'm going to let it be an emotional journey to my fortune rather than an action journey to my fortune. And if you will let it be an emotional journey first, how do I feel? How do I feel? How do I feel? Then, before you know it, things start lighting up. And when they do, you find yourself shouting, this is what I'm going to do. Haven't you had those things show up in your experience where you knew so clearly that you were going to go that way, and everybody else that you knew said, don't go? And you just didn't pay any attention to any of them because this felt so strong? That's what happens when you line up with what's in your vibrational escrow. It has that sort of compelling feeling. And if it doesn't mean something's wrong, and it doesn't mean that it's not right for you. It only means your thoughts, your habit of thoughts, haven't been letting you consistently turn in the direction of it in order for you to begin to feel the momentum of it. You know that feeling of momentum. That's going with the flow. That feeling of riding that wave of powerful energy. That's the way life is supposed to feel for you. Really it is. Helpful?
Very.
I'm going to reach for thoughts that feel better. And there's not anything wrong with doing things that give you a little feeling of relief. In other words, it's a wonderful thing to do something that gives you a sensation of ease, or to think something that gives you a sensation of ease, or to say something that gives you a sensation of ease. But the emotion that we want you to focus upon has one word, and there are many that would debate whether it even is an emotion, but we want you to think of it as one. It's the emotion of relief. And it has to be the relief from my 2 points of vibrational relativity, factoring everybody in the peanut gallery out of it. It's really simple. The way you hold yourself back from the stream is just like this. You ask for more money, and then you doubt that it will come. We're beating the drum. Not enough money. I've never had enough money. I don't have enough money. I want more money, but I don't have enough money. 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 I want more money, but I don't have enough money. 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 I want more money, but I don't have enough money. I don't have enough money. I don't know anybody who has enough money. Hardly anybody I know has enough money. That greedy bugger over there has plenty of money. I don't have enough money. I don't have money. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough money. Not fair. Not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. I hate this car. I hate this car. I hate this car. So what happens is you have asked for more money. Oh, have you ever? There's a veritable fortune amassed for you in your vibrational escrow. You have been asking and asking and asking and asking and asking and asking and asking. And every time you've lived a little bit of life, which caused you to ask for anything, the source energy part of you became it. Do you really get that? We so wanted you to understand that we wrote a book a while back and gave it the best title that has ever been given to any book ever, because it tells the whole story in the title. The book is called Ask and It Is Given. When you ask, not only is it given, the larger part of you becomes it. And when you don't let yourself become it too, you don't feel good. And that's the whole story. This was a very nice day. We've enjoyed interacting with you immensely. But there's nothing more that we could ever give you that would be more meaningful than what you just heard. Except that maybe we could embellish it a little bit by saying to you that your emotions mean everything to you, because your emotions are your indicator of how you're doing with these 2 vibrational vantage points. Did you get the point of the 2 vibrational vantage points? So you understand that there's this larger part of you that law of attraction is responding to, yes? And then there's this what I'm thinking now in this moment part of you that law of attraction is responding to, yes? Which part of yous do you think that law of attraction is responding to more powerfully? The eternal part of you that's been amassing intentionality for longer than you have recognized time, or this part of you? We may have given it away slightly. But we so want you to get it, that you are source energy in physical bodies. And when you let yourself become that which you have become. Now, do you think that this life experience that you out here on this leading edge exploring contrast, do you think it's important? Do you think it's important that this variety is causing you to come to new conclusions? Oh, it is so important that the source energy part of you sees you as the leading edge version of it. In other words, you are the leading edge version of this source energy part of you. You are what causes who you really are from the source energy standpoint to move forward. We see our physical friends. You are so dear. You take your boat down to the river's edge. You have your oars inside. You deliberately, most of you, turn it upstream and begin paddling very hard. And we say, why not go with the flow? And you say, what? Well, I have not actually ever thought of that. That just seems lazy. Everyone I know is paddling very hard. Look at them. They're paddling very hard, and they get trophies and monuments. Those who try hard, they are the ones we revere. Lazy ones, not so much. And most of our human friends tell us that not only do they endure the discomfort of paddling hard upstream because they've been taught that by those around them, but that they believe that their rewards after death will be predicated on how hard they paddled upstream. The more we suffer now, the better it will be later. And we say, how do you sort that out? How do you figure that out?